Hey. Hey, it's been a while, hasn't it? I know the title of the video says channel trailer, but to be fair, this is really more of an update and reintroduction. I didn't really plan this out well, but I'm not gonna waste any more time, so I'm just gonna say what I gotta say. So here we go. This is my YouTube channel. Consider subscribing if you're interested in the content up. The content that we now have has changed for the past couple of months, and a few things have happened the past couple of weeks. I also have an Instagram and a TikTok where at this point in time I don't have too much going on, but I'll explain further later. But basically the Instagram and TikTok is basically to promote my channel and the content. So the YouTube channel is the main content, the main spot, the main place where, you'll get everything. And the Instagram and TikTok is bonus content. The purpose of the Instagram is for behind the scenes stuff and anything going on in my personal life, while TikTok is basically just short form content. I'm trying my best to keep this short because if I explain everything, we would be here all day. So, yeah, I think the Instagram will help with that. But here's a little something that I made to keep things organized about. So basically, I'm just gonna tell you guys who I am and what this channel is all about. I am SSH Gamer. I am an animator, voice actor, filmmaker, and music composer. I write, direct, and produce a bunch of stuff, mostly regarding animation, and basically the entire purpose is for me to basically tell stories, and based on original ideas that I made or existing characters like video games. That's basically what I also do. In terms of the content here on my YouTube channel, I do original films, original shows, adaptations, gaming videos, video essays, soundtracks, and plushie videos, and probably other stuff too. The SSH in SSH Gamer stands for Super Smash Heroes, because I love Smash Bros. And video games and Nintendo. That's basically how my channel started. I've been doing YouTube since October 27, 2018. I know this channel specifically started in 2021, like 5 years ago, but hear me out. I have been doing other couple things. Unfortunately, I don't have the evidence, and I've also deleted some of my older videos in this channel, which is why the first video I think is a Friday 13th pleasure video, so unfortunately I don't have the evidence to show you what I've been doing before, but I will be explaining it at some point in my Instagram. But to keep things, clear about what I've been doing back in the day, I did gaming videos, pleasure videos, semi-storytime videos, and semi-AMVs. But yeah, anyways, no evidence, sorry. But I've had these video essays, sort of videos, called Gaming Bugle, where I just talk about stuff about video games and anything related to that. It's nothing too organized. I'm just basically yapping. It got canceled. I was planning on making a review for the first Mario movie, but that never happened. Instead, I dropped this little post, me sharing a review, but it's kind of irrelevant now, especially with the Super Mario Galaxy movie coming out, and times have changed, and I feel different about the movie. But I am thinking of reviving the series at some point, since Mario's birthday is coming up, and I'm actually hoping to plan and get that video set, actually fully talking about like a revival to the Gaming Bugle series. And maybe if it goes well, maybe I could do one for the Sonic trilogy, since Sonic 4 will be coming out soon. So I don't know. Look forward. I hope it turns out well. My channel is a bit split in half between animation and video games, because I love animation. I love how it has been evolving in the indie community, and I love video games. Sonic, Mario, Legend of Zelda, Star Fox, that's cool stuff, in my opinion. I once had two shows, one of them called the Plushy Adventure series, and another one called the Friday 13th series. Both of them got canceled alongside the original SSH series, which was a series of videos of animations based on, video game characters, basically just me adapting storylines into short little animated shorts. One of the episodes did perform very well, with one of the videos being 1.2k views, which is crazy in my opinion. I always questioned how that even happened, but I don't know. I guess I'll put the link in the description and see what happens. In terms of the overall series, it didn't really work out too well at first, so I canceled it and I rebooted it. Same thing with the Plushie series. Friday 13th was officially canceled because I had to make episodes every Friday 13th, and that was just ridiculous. And a lot has changed since then. Even though I did reboot it, I've only finished half of the first episode, and I'm probably not going to be able to finish it until after college, so I'm just going to finish the entire thing and just sort of reinvent it a little bit, since my animation skills have improved since then. I promised the reboot to the Plushie Adventures, and I will get episode 2 soon, alongside with the rest of the episodes. Just trying to brainstorm ideas on how to differentiate myself. And in terms of plushie videos, yeah, pretty much trying to be more steady with it, with my content. Since I have so much content to deal with, so many shows got canceled, some of them got rebooted, some of them might continue a little later, like SSH shorts, these little animated shorts. I still have yet to do one for the Super Mario Galaxy. Well, we'll see. We'll see in the future, but as of right now, since I'm in college, I'm in a very temporary position where I'm just doing original content, or at least college related content. And it's not just in English. I also do some of my videos in Spanish too. I dub them myself. And every now and then I also do stuff related to Flip Clip, like the challenges and all that stuff. Nothing too crazy, but I sometimes feel like it. But as of right now, the main content are the SSH series and SSH originals, which are my original animated films. And as I mentioned before, I also do music, electronic music. I use DAW Soundtrap to make music, and it's basically just music related to all of my new movies and shows. And if any of you have noticed, I've also been releasing shorts. These called the SSH Players, which was actually just for an internship, but I just kept going and said, why not? Extra content. You get to see characters interacting with each other, so why not? In terms of original stuff, SSH originals, I currently have The Dark War, Anti-Origins, and Elementarians, which are fully animated movies. Currently, at the moment, I'm working on 2 shows, Elementary, and Origin Stories, and the current movie I'm working on is the sequel to Anti-Origins. And that's pretty much the basic stuff, the characters that you're looking at right there are basically some of the main characters from the many universes that I built, and all the original stuff that I'm working on. And yeah, I'm working with different aesthetics, colors, styles, and stories, genres. The Dark War is the first movie that I made. It's 50% animated, 50% live action / stop motion. The Dark War is a multiverse story where a guy goes across the multiverse to gather as many heroes as possible from different worlds, different histories, and they all unite despite being so different. But things start to connect, and the heroes start to connect with each other emotionally. And honestly, this movie is really not that much. Honestly, 50% is really just old animations that I made, while the other 50% are a bunch of new modern animations. I'd say I was really just trying to have fun with this, trying to experiment, see how things go out in terms of this being my first animated movie, and you could probably tell. So, not too much with the story or writing, but hey, I just want to do something. Anti Origins is my second movie, and it's a live action hybrid film with some stop motion. Anti Origins basically explores this group of demons who are dealing with their identity. They constantly question their actions because they were given a purpose that is not justified. So, their whole mission is to go towards a spiritual suicide, or at least a rebirth, or basically they hate their demonic bodies, how they're being judged, and how they're never able to fit in with humanity because of how demons are interpreted and how they were never chosen to be like this. But eventually they come to terms with the entire thing, and I thought it was impressive. Elementarians is my third film, and it's a fully animated fantasy film. No live action. Elementarians is all about escapism. One of the main characters is basically dealing with the loss of families and their past and how it's haunting him. Basically, the whole story takes place after a war and how victims of war are being affected after, things start to slowly heal. Of course, our main character is kind of forcing himself into a situation he doesn't want to be in, and to not be alone, he forces his friends, and that causes a lot of consequences. His choices lead to consequences, and I thought this is like my best one so far. This is like the most supported story so far. Origin Stories is a spin-off of Anti-Origins, and with every season taking place before each movie. I've only done season 1 so far. Elementary, I've only done episode 1, but the entire series is meant to take place before the events of the first movie. It's a spin-off. Then finally, the fourth movie, Anti-Origins, Ghosts and Spirits, the sequel to Anti-Origins. It will be more experimental than the last one. The sequel will have a couple of scenes with 35 and 16 millimeter, and a lot more stop motion. The movie takes place 10 years after the events of the first movie, and it shows how the final battle has impacted the world, how demons and humanity are becoming more coexistent with each other. Nobody is being left in the shadows now. Everybody is going out into the light, and now things are starting to be revealed. And of course, our demon characters are kind of living in secret because they rather live a normal life, just trying to live peacefully, not trying to gain too much attention after everything. But it's basically the conflict on how two different sides are joining forces, both sides of good and evil within both sides. As of right now, as I'm making this video, Elementarians is at currently 117 views, and I really appreciate that a lot. It's in first place and probably the most successful universe that I made so far, while Anti-Origins is at 83 views. Really appreciate that. And then, of course, Dark Wars in last place with 71 views. Not trying to stress myself out. This is just stuff for the next 3 years. I have 2 new original films, Infinity and Techno Mission, which I am working on. And then I also have another one, which I haven't really named here, but it's called Bumblebee Man. Aside from a couple of sequels and spin-offs, this is pretty much all I have right now. So, as of right now, for now, I'm basically focusing on Anti-Origins for now. So, look forward to season 2 of Origin Stories and the rest of the sequel of Anti-Origins 2, which I'm halfway through it. So, yeah, enjoy. But I have a lot of things that I'm working on. I'm working solo. This is a solo act. I don't have anybody to work with, maybe in the future, but for now, I'm just doing this independently, see what happens, just trying to see what works, set up a direction for myself, and after I graduate, I should be all set to go. I also have a couple secret things developing, but I'll probably share that in the future. But for now, yeah, subscribe and enjoy, and check out my Instagram for behind the scenes stuff and updates, and check out my TikTok, and yeah, I'll see you guys, and keep a lookout for the next couple of videos, alright? Bye.